for God's sake, she made a girl cry during the Iron Maiden match last year, so she can do it.
Right.
It's just a matter of when shit's going to happen.
So then my question is, if Sasha turns heel, is it worth pulling a double heel or a double switch, making Charlotte a face, or do you leave her as a heel? Okay,
that's keep her as a heel.
Okay,
have Sasha out heel her.
Then she could definitely do that.
Yeah, like instead of having her be like the. Like, in NXT, she was kind of like that, a bit of a control freak, and she was arrogant, and it was kind of like a front, and she didn't have a lot of confidence. Mm-hmm. She's won so many damn times now. Have her actually just be confident, but have her be like this. Like, everyone calls, a lot of people online say Charlotte can be too reckless. Have Sasha be in storyline that brutal, reckless heel. It's like, haha, she's so tiny that she bounces off the tables, and then she, like, drives her knee through your face.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. I agree.
So I want to move on to SmackDown here real quick.
Wait. But before we do that, can we talk about one more thing about Raw?
Sure.
The fact that in about, now it's going to be like 3 days, is that we have a major deal going on, and that's going to be New Day just about breaking Demolition's record. But before they reach that, they have to go through a triple threat tag match featuring them defending against the Club and Sheamus and Cesaro. Do they go for the tie, or do they go for the break with this match?
They're going to go for the break in the record, and either A, they'll lose it like the week after, or B, they lose it at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think they would definitely go for the record break and then immediately lose it at Roadblock. That's a fair assumption to me. That whoever is the better team coming out of Monday Night Raw that loses to the New Day, I would safely assume it would be Cesaro and Sheamus, because it seems like they're invested in Cesaro and I'm going to call them Cesaro because I hate saying both of their names together. I would safely assume that Cesaro.
No, you called them the Great White North.
The Great White North. Okay, so the Great White North. The Great White North against the New Day.
The Pale White North.
The radioactive Sheamus versus Sheamus Bond. Or Cesaro Bond.
Bebop and Rocksteady 2.0.
No, that's how you do it. You call them the Shame Bond, because I am ashamed of this tag team.
Yeah, I think the New Day will retain. Obviously, it's going to be from some wonky finish. That upsets me. Like, the last couple pay-per-views have been wonky finishes, and it seems they're
basically turn heel, but they won't actually just turn them heel.
Right. So basically, they're being a dick.
So they can get away with it.
Right. They're being a dick. That's like me being a dick. I'm a nice guy, but if I'm a dick, I can get away with it. That makes no sense.
I disagree, but
shut up.
Moving on.
There's stuff that you can allow for, like if a heel has screwed over the babyface over and over and over, and gypped them out of a major victory, then the babyface, distracting them so they lose a major match, it kind of feels like it's more out of desperation than it's them being an asshole right back.
Right, a perfect example of that.
Work, but Raw never makes it work.
Right, a perfect example of that was during the Best of 7 series. Cesaro, I think in round 2, maybe 3, won with a dirty pin. That's fair, because he's the babyface, and he saw an opportunity to kind of screw over the heel, but it's fair because Cesaro or Sheamus won the first 2 rounds. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
You can, because desperation, that's like, everyone gets desperate every once in a while. Like, if you're in school and you didn't really study that well for a test, or if you have test anxiety, you start panicking, and some people crack under pressure, they look at their neighbor's test. It's a flaw, but it doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you a human. Right. And when you do that with a baby face, it's like, okay, if anything, it makes them more relatable, because it's like, dude, you messed up just like I do.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, so Nate, do you think they're going to break it as well? I mean, I think that's a fair assumption to say they're going to break it. Do you think?
I can see this is one of those things I think can see going one of two ways. Either A, they do go for the break, or B, to create that shock value and basically, help Raw to survive. They actually have, Sheamus and Cesaro, pick up the titles on Monday Night Raw, and then they get their rematch at Roadblock. But I think that, the safe bet is that they're going to break. I mean, in all honesty, you guys, if they do go for the break, I'm not going to complain about it. But if they tie with Demolition, hey, at least they can say that, hey, we tied for one of the greatest tag teams of all time. That's not something to be ashamed of. Some people would like to say, oh, I'd love to break the record. I'd love to do that. But it just doesn't always happen. Sometimes it's better just to be equal with, a legendary tag team than to be, quote unquote, better than the greatest tag team, even though New Day is, not even going to touch Demolition, in all honesty. Let's be fair.
Right.
Yeah, let's be fair.
But, yeah, that's just my take on it. So, okay, going from that dismal Raw to a very unique SmackDown, really?
Yeah.
You could say that.
We
got to first start off talking about the successful title defense of the you want to call it like the Randy Wyatt faction or the Wyatt, whatever you want to call it, and the fact now they're using the free
Team Swamp Snakes.
Swamp Snakes, nice. But also the fact that on Talking Smack, Slater and Rhino, they seem to have broken up.
Yeah, it seems like they're done.
It's
and
sad.
also, I want to mention too, it seems like
they have kids, man.
Yeah, it seems like Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton have a finisher.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call that the Sister RKO.
Sister RKO.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
And can we just take a moment and just whether it was on Tuesday or whether it was on Sunday, appreciate how fucking beautiful the Randy Orton Wyatt family victory pose is.
Yes.
Like just God, there are some. It's just literally them doing their usual victory pose shtick, but when they do it together, priceless.
Magic happens.
Yeah. So a successful title defense for the Wyatt family. Nikki Bella brought out some, I don't know, bitch from Nickelodeon. I don't remember where she was from.
Wow.
I don't remember where she was from.
At the same time, she's a little girl, and you call her a bitch.
I know.
You just stuck to a new low.
I'm the heel. Leave me alone.
That's saying something.
So, also, I want to mention very quickly, I enjoyed Miz TV. The participation award was hilarious.
Miz is just so great right now. I want to choke him to death.
Yes. Baron Corbin and Kalisto, and actually another fantastic match. I loved the finish. Oh my god, the transition from, I think Kalisto was going for a head scissors or a Hurricane Rana, and Baron Corbin just whipped him around, threw him in the end of days, and that was it. And oh my god,
and there's a funny meme that basically says that Chad Gable is a picture underneath it that says, "Hey, I invented that."
Yeah. It was truly amazing to see that. Now, I do want to mention that it seems like the main event of this evening was supposed to be AJ Styles versus James Ellsworth, but because of AJ Styles' injury, that was a no-go. So, we had an Intercontinental Championship match, The Miz and Dean Ambrose. Now, I've read online that The Miz and Dean Ambrose are going to be going... it's going to be them going forward.
I'm okay with that.
I am.
That'd be nice.
That's a very good. That's a very good idea, in my opinion. It really is.
I think Dean needs some time away from the big belt.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, if you pay attention to some of the fans online, I don't know if it's just because he's been wrestling styles or booking, but Smarky fans are starting to turn on him a bit.
Right, I completely agree.
I think it's just the proximity to AJ Styles. I mean, I'm just going to call it. Dude's basically one of the greatest things to happen to wrestling in the last 20 years. And I love you, Dean. You're wonderful. But
It's AJ Styles.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
buddy.
it is, and there's no way you're gonna beat AJ Styles. I think AJ is, and we'll get to this later. I'll spoil this now. I think AJ is superstar of the year. He has just been amazing since he debuted at last year's Royal Rumble. He has been on fire. And I know especially when we were in Green Bay for Monday Night Raw back in May, when he turned heel on John Cena, that moment was, and you boys can attest to this too, yeah, that moment was, even before he turned heel, when it was AJ Styles and John Cena, everybody saw it on the USA Network. That AJ Styles John Cena chant, I think we timed it 2.5 minutes, something like that, just nonstop. AJ Styles, let's go Cena. I'm speechless. It was an amazing moment in a crowd's history, I think, where it was...
In time and space, everything made sense in that singular moment.
Right. It truly was amazing. It was awesome to be... That was my first Monday Night Raw. That was awesome to be a part of.
For me,
yeah, and you almost got called a stupid idiot by Chris Jericho.
I did. I got into a stare down with Chris Jericho, and I had somebody at my job lose a bet because he didn't think that I actually got into a stare down with Chris Jericho. And luckily, they caught it on national television, and I proved them wrong, and I won $10. So,
$10.
You stupid idiot.
So one more thing before we wrap up SmackDown is the fact that we also have a new SmackDown Women's Champion in the one and only Alexa Bliss.
Now, only we could get like the return of the full Freddy here.
Yes.
Then it would just
yes.
The only thing I'm scared of right now is her being a transitional champion to Nikki Bella. I'm a little scared.
Do you want my opinion?
She's improved, but at the same time, she's still Nikki Bella, and no.
Okay. In my opinion, you're correct. She is a transitional champion.
No, don't. Shut up, Spencer. No one likes you.
Shut up, Spencer.
No one likes your opinion.
Sorry.
Shut up.
Your opinion doesn't matter, and neither does your face at this point, Spencer. Let us enjoy and relish in the fact that Alexa Bliss is a champion.
Yes.
Don't get us blissed off, man.
Going on. So, okay. So yeah, I'm very happy Alexa is champion. I really am. So, we're going to take a quick break very quickly. We're going to come back, and we are going to have the first ever Squared Circle Podcast year-end awards. That's going to be next here on the Squared Circle Podcast. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Spencer Hart from the Squared Circle Podcast. Wanted to let you know about some amazing news. You can listen to the Squared Circle Podcast right now on the new Satchel Podcast player for both Android and iPhones. Here's the deal. While you're listening to us on Satchel, you can quickly and easily send us a few dollars to make our show even better. So if you're listening to us on Satchel right now, go ahead, click that donate button and send us some much appreciated donations. And if you're not listening to us on Satchel, I mean, come on, what are you doing? Download the podcast player right now at satchelplayer.com. Exclusive friends of the Squared Circle Podcast.
Hey there, friends and listeners of the Squared Circle Podcast. Are you looking for some new threads, maybe some new hats, or any other form of apparel? Do yourself a favor and head over to ProWrestlingCrate.com. Are you familiar with Loot Crate, those wonderful little boxes where you can get all sorts of nerdy goodies? Think the same thing, but infinitely better, because wrestling. All kinds of shirts, little toys, you name it. All available at ProWrestlingCrate.com. Exclusive friends of the Squared Circle Podcast.
What is going on, guys? This is the Loose Cannon, Nate the Effing Great, here to tell you about a great company known as AJsBelts.com. Why are they so great, you ask? Well, let me tell you, they have every single championship belt that you can imagine, from classic championships to modernized championships. Hell, even they do MMA championships. They have great deals on championship belts, and I know what you're thinking. What if you can't afford them right now? No problem. They have a great layaway program, as well as if you go through PayPal credit, you can get your championship belts right away. A&J's Belts, the proud sponsors of the Squared Circle Podcast.
Welcome back to the Squared Circle Podcast on Spreaker.com, iTunes, Player.fm.